You are not lazy. You have been telling yourself the wrong story for years. The truth is, your mind has been flooded, and a flooded mind cannot want anything real. You scroll for hours, then feel too tired to do the thing that would actually change your life. That is not weakness. That is a brain drowning in cheap rewards. The Stoics never touched a screen, and they understood this trap perfectly. By the end of this video, you will know how to drain the flood and want real things again. There are 7 shifts that pull a man out of the fog. The 6th one feels impossible for about 3 days, and then it changes everything. But first, you have to understand what has actually happened to you. Here is what nobody selling you a productivity app will admit. Your problem was never discipline, it was calibration. Every ping, every video, every easy hit trained your mind to expect a reward for nothing. So when real life offers a reward that takes months of effort, your mind feels cheated. The book is boring because the screen was not. The gym is hard because the feed was easy. You did not lose your drive. You spent it, a little at a time, on things that gave nothing back. Seneca warned that we are cheated by the appearance of good. The feed feels like living. It is the most convincing counterfeit of a life ever made. Drain the flood, and your real desires come back louder than you remember. The first shift. See the feed for exactly what it is. It is not entertainment. It is an engine built by thousands of people to take your attention. You are not weak for losing to it. You were simply never told it was a fight. Every design choice on that screen was tested to keep you there one more minute. The Stoic asks a hard question about everything he consumes. Is this serving me or using me? Most of what fills your day is using you and calling it a break. The moment you stop seeing it as harmless, you stop handing it your hours. You cannot resist a trap you refuse to admit is a trap. The second shift. Guard the first hour of your day. How you begin the day is how you have taught your mind to run for the rest of it. Reach for the screen first, and you have handed your calm away before your feet hit the floor. You start the day already reacting, already behind, already fed 100 other lives. The Stoics began the morning in silence, ordering their own minds before the world arrived. So the first hour belongs to you. No feed, no news, no other man's opinion. Just you and the day and one real thing done before the noise begins. Win the first hour and you have already won something the feed can never give back. The third shift. Stop running from boredom. You have been taught that a single empty moment must be filled instantly, so you never sit still long enough for a real thought to surface. But boredom is not the enemy. It is the doorway your best ideas have to walk through. Every deep thought a man has ever had arrived in a quiet, undistracted mind. The Stoic sits with the empty moment instead of drowning it. Let yourself be bored and watch what your mind does when it is finally allowed to breathe. On the other side of boredom is the person you were before the flood. The fourth shift. Put distance between you and the easy hit. Willpower is a small tank, and the feed drains it 100 times a day. So you do not resist it 100 times. You remove it once. The phone charge is in another room. The apps come off the front screen. You make the cheap reward slightly harder to reach, and the real reward slightly easier. You are not stronger than your environment. You are shaped by it every hour. Design the space, so the right thing is the path of least resistance. Stop testing your willpower. Winning is arranging your life so you do not have to. If this is landing, let me say one thing directly. If you are done losing your best hours to a screen, subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it is how this reaches the men who need it. Then come back, because the next shift is the one that actually rewires you. Now here is the part almost nobody can sit through. The fifth shift is the one that resets everything. Do nothing on purpose. For a set time, no screen, no input, no easy reward at all. The first days feel unbearable because your mind is detoxing from a decade of noise. Every craving that rises and passes without being fed is a wire being cut. The Stoics practice voluntary discomfort so that comfort could never own them. This is that same training aimed at the exact thing that owns modern men. Sit through the withdrawal, and on the other side your attention comes back whole. A mind that can be alone with itself, quietly, cannot be captured by anything. The sixth shift. Do not leave the space empty. Fill it with something real. A man who only removes the feed and adds nothing will crawl back to it within a week. The craving is really a hunger for reward, and it will find the nearest source. So you give it a better one. The book, the barbell, the craft, the walk, the real conversation. These pay slowly, in a currency the feed cannot counterfeit, meaning. The Stoic fills his hours with things that build a man, not things that drain him. At first, the real reward feels quiet next to the loud one. Give it 2 weeks. Soon, the quiet reward is the only one that feels like anything at all. The seventh shift. Guard the peace once you have it. The flood does not leave forever. It waits, and it is patient, and it wants you back. One tired night, one bored moment, and the old pattern reaches for you again. So the disciplined man keeps his defenses up even after he feels free. He keeps the phone in the other room even on the good days, especially on the good days. Freedom from the flood is not a thing you win once. It is a thing you defend daily. But the defense gets lighter every day because the craving gets quieter every day. Protect the calm, and eventually the noise cannot even find the door. Here is what nobody tells you about the endless scroll. It does not just waste your time. It slowly rewires you to be unable to enjoy anything slow. And almost everything worth having in a life is slow. Every hour lost to the flood is an hour of a real life you traded for a counterfeit one. The clear mind is not something you are born with anymore. It is something you have to take back. So remember the 7. Name the counterfeit. Guard the first hour. Sit with boredom. Make the easy hit expensive. Do nothing on purpose. Fill the space with something real and protect the calm. Do that and the fog lifts, and you will remember what it felt like to want things again. Not louder rewards, realer ones. The kind that actually build the man you keep meaning to become. If this gave you even one clear look at the fog, subscribing is how you say, make more. I make these for the man who is done losing his life one scroll at a time. Drain the flood, and your real ambition comes back, exactly where you left it. I will see you in the next one.